Hi, I'm George Rogers. I'm with Choice Skills, and I'm your host in this video series on how to find and select the best homeschool curriculum for my child. And this is our second video in the series, and perhaps you'll recall that in our first episode we talked about the why. Why do you want to homeschool in the first place, or why do you homeschool? And perhaps you recall that there are a lot of possible answers to that question, but I suggested that maybe they might all be boiled down to one basic idea or desire. The desire to prepare your child to live responsibly, fruitfully, productively, and happily in a rapidly changing and increasingly complex, if not increasingly dangerous world. And we talked about there's some specific skills that are needed to do that. And that's the mission of Choice Skills, is to help you provide those skills. And what today's video is about 4 specific questions that you need to answer before you can go shopping for homeschool curriculum. Now I know you thought you're coming to me for answers, but I'm telling that before I can give you any answers, there's some questions that you need to answer to be able to help you make those decisions. And so let's take a look now at these 4 questions.
Since we've already taken a look at the question why, we want to now look at these questions that you need to ask yourself. How much time am I able to spend with each child? How much money am I able to spend with each child? What is my child's interest and needs in each case? And what is my child's preferred learning style? Let's take a look at each of these in more detail. With respect to time, of course, you have the time involved in finding the curriculum that you want to use, and depending upon the type of curriculum that you choose, there will always be time required in preparing and of course teaching the lessons, which may be the bigger part of time. And then also you have time reviewing work, and probably you're going to want to have some field trips, the library, places of public interest, the zoos, and other places of interest. Now this can be a lot of fun, but it does take time. And then of course if you're involved in any group programs, there's going to be transportation to and from those group programs. So homeschooling can be very time consuming, as you probably well know. Then there's always the question, how much money can I afford? And as in most things, there's a time versus money trade-off, depending upon the type of curriculum that you choose and time you have available to prepare and teach lessons and so forth. And you'll discover that the lower cost options typically require more time on your part than the higher cost options. And so a whole lot depends upon your financial circumstances and what you can do for each child, and of course other considerations that we'll be talking about. The important thing I want you to remember here, however, is that quality and cost are not directly correlated. The more expensive programs are not necessarily the more effective programs. Next, you have to consider your child's needs and interests. And there's considerable variation in different curriculum on how they handle certain things that are related to the needs and interests of your particular child. For example, how much structure does your child need? Do they need a step-by-step process that leads them sequentially through a program? Or can you sort of give them something and they'll go tackle it and learn it in the way that's best for them? And how accountable is your child? Are they self-motivated, or do they kind of have to hold their feet to the fire a little bit? And so you have to take that into account, and some programs do much more in terms of requiring accountability, and other programs less. Then of course how focused is your child, and how much interaction do they need or desire with others? These are all important considerations. And to complicate things a little bit more, you may find that the answers to these questions may be different based upon the particular topic or subject being learned at the time. And it's always helpful to take into account a child's preferred learning style, which really kind of consists of a mixture of how a person processes information and his or her personality type. For example, a person may be a visual learner and learns easily and quickly by reading and looking at things, while others may learn better by actually doing, problem solving, actually working on things. And then a person may have a personality type that's more focused on detail. Another one is more conceptual in their perspective. And, do they hear? Do they pick up well by hearing? Fact is, most people don't learn well by hearing, and that's a quality that we probably need to work on developing in each of us and each of our children. So, preferred learning style has something to do with what curriculum would work best for them, because there are considerable variations in different curriculum and what learning styles and personality types they appeal to. So these are some of the questions it's a good idea to have pretty well answered in your mind before you go shopping for homeschool curriculum. And with this background, I'd like to invite you then to join us for our next episode on how to find and select the homeschool curriculum that's best for your child, where we'll be talking about the curriculum options that are available to you. I think you'll find it most helpful, so look forward to talking with you then. If you're not currently subscribed to receive all of the videos in this series, I invite you to go to our webpage, www.HomeSchoolCurriculumFAQ2.mp4, and if you'll enter your name and email address in the box to the right, you will immediately begin receiving the full series of the videos in this series. So I invite you to do that if you haven't done so already, and again, look forward to seeing you on our next episode.